Mia Voss with the Mia Connect, and we're doing a special broadcast today. This is for my H rock stars because I wanted to do a little Google Hangouts and event tutorial for them. So that's what we're doing today. And I've got a special guest with me. You probably can't see her because it's just the two of us on here. But I have Eva joining us from Belgrade. Welcome to our little show today, darling.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. This is a great privilege, and I'm looking forward to dive into G+ Hangouts tutorial by Mia.
I'm gonna learn you, girlfriend. It's gonna be good. Hold on, and I think our Hangout is started too, so yay. It's live on YouTube, and then of course it's going to be live here. So I'm going to dive in. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, and this is the old school version, by the way, we're going to talk about how to set up an event and then how to also set up a Hangout and kind of marry those two together because they're two separate things. But for those of you who are really wanting to jump out there and get out of your comfort zone and start doing shows and get your message out there because you've all got something to say, this is for you. So it's going to be a little of a hot mess if you watch my show, the Social Media Power Chat. Yeah, it ain't my show if there ain't something broken or going wrong. So you're going to get to see it all kind of live here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a screen share, and we're going to start with setting up the event. Now again, last week on October 29th, Google rolled out about 18 new updates. Not changes, but updates. I love to say that, improvements. However, it's not showing up for some people, and for me, I don't have the new Hangouts plan schedule format yet, so I'm going to go show you guys the old way in case you ever need to go back to it, and then after that, I'll probably do another show where I can show you the newer way, which is going to be a lot easier if it would just show up and roll over here at the Voss household. So, with that being said, I'm going to do the screen share, and it's going to look like a little bit of infinity for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with setting up a Hangout. Okay? So let's go here. Now I've got a window open. I'm going to pull this over here because I've got 50 million screens. I'm sure all of you do. So it's the day that you've decided I'm going to do a show. I'm going to get ballsy and do my own show. You're going to go to Google+, and you're going to go to Events. Now, hopefully my screen is a little slow. You're going to come down here to Events. Okay? Click on Events. Yes, it'll learn you. And then it's going to upload. Loading slowly. I feel like I have a mouse running this thing today. Okay, so you're not going to use Plan a Hangout because that's if you're going to do one just right now. You're going to do Create an Event. So here you are on your screen. We're going to start step by step. First thing you would want to do is change your theme. I love how it defaults to these fall leaves. How cute is that? It's moving. Isn't that cute, Eva?
That's great, and I have to say that is very, very visible, and I love it because it has a great impact. Immediately I saw your event.
Mm-hmm. It jumped out at you?
Yeah, the best theme, you know, it just pops out because of those falling leaves. So
I thought so too.
That moving objects of any kind are quite good and very useful, you know.
Isn't that fun, honey? Look at this, food and dining. How fun are these? I love. Again, you're right. It does pop out at you. Look at the candles, hon. This little sparkler. How fun is that?
They have a pretty good stock.
I think so too. So it's great. I love it. So for me, usually what I do though is I have a banner that I upload. So this is where you would go, you would select it, or you could drag it over. I'm going to leave it as is today. And there also are some sizing for the banners. I use PicMonkey to size it. But in general, you could go and you could do something like this, open it up. And then what happens, actually, I will like, so see how my banner is a little too big, so you'd want to get the sizes, and I don't have the sizes off the top of my head, but you'll see, you can just make it, you can kind of monkey with it a little bit. So let's say for right now, we're just going to do this. So then see how that populates up there, which is awesome. Then you'd want to say what the title of your event is, Blog Talk Chat. You'd want to change the time. Okay, so look at all my stuff going out. All this fun stuff, and then you can change the time. You can end and add time.
Oh, great.
I leave the location open. I mean, I can say that I'm in Denver, but I want to be worldwide, so I kind of leave it at that. And here's where you have fun. You can put in all the details. Join us for a live chat, and you can also use like the asterisk to make it so that's bold text. You can put in links, which I love. Like I do links, and then I'll do like this to do that, and then I usually use the bit.ly shortener. So you want to make sure you have short links. And then leave this blank for right now because you want to change things up a little bit. You with me so far on this one, Eva?
Yes, of course. I'm just listening.
Awesome. Thank you, darling. Making sure.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you. All right, awesome. And then the one thing that I like is you want to go to event options. Now this one you're going to have to remember for right before your event as well. You go event options, advanced, and then leave this alone. You want to just let it be how it is. You don't need to say Hangouts or make this an event on air because you're going to actually put those two together when you set up the Hangout, and you hit show more options. And now, did you see how like watch right here, Eva? So here's show more options, and when I unclick it, it's just the description, okay? So here's where you can get super fancy. You can put your website URL. I mean, for you, honey, if you did something on Pinterest, you could put your Pinterest link right here. If it was an event that was selling, you could do the seller, the PayPal here. And then here's another one that you can do. You can put in your YouTube URL. And that's fun too, because if you wanted to do a promo video, that's where you would pop it, and it's going to show up. So for me, I've got a promo video that I use, and I just pop that in there. And here you go. I'm going to put that right in there. And so we're good to go on all the information. Just check all this. Now, here's the part you want to make sure you're real clear on. If this is something you want for the public, you want to click on Public. And then you also want to choose the people that you want to come to your event. I usually choose my Back Crap Crazy Circle. You're in it. I also choose my Mastery HOA. I choose my H Rock Stars. Now I'm going to choose my new social media power chat. So you'd want to make sure everybody is in here as well. I also like to add in just Google Plus. I believe, and guys, I might be wrong on this, but there is, they always say that if you'd like to try and get it so that it's showing up in Google, you can put in Google Plus. I may be wrong on this, and I'm sure somebody might tell me, but that's what you definitely, the most important, right here, make sure it's public, okay? So
Sure.
Now here's what's great, and now you're ready, and you're just going to say invite. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what you do before the show is starting. So here's how it is. See how my little promo video shows up here? My banner's here. And obviously I'm going, here's kind of a neat thing too. Let's say you really want to support your friend that has an event and you're going to invite a bunch of people. You can say, I'm going and I'm bringing 5 people. Always looks kind of cool. It's sort of fun. I like that. Now see, because I put in Denver, see how it populates the map here? That's why I don't usually put that in my events though, Eva, because, oh, look at somebody's going already. Russell. I didn't, yay, Russell. Hold on.
Oh.
Roosevelt. I said Russell, it's Roosevelt. Sorry, honey. So then I can say, come in and say, thanks, Roosevelt, and I give him a little shout. This is what's really fun about these events, is that you can have a ton of commentary long before your show even starts. You get the buzz going, people are going back and forth. It's super fun. Now, go ahead.
Very, very, how to say, a lot of input and a lot of energy before everything even starts, and it's a really good thing.
Yeah, thank you, honey, and it really is. I think if you take the time to really put some planning into it, you're going to rock this bad boy out. So a couple other things. Let's say you want to invite more people. You just say invite more. Look at all my favorites, all my finest, right up in here. And then I can invite everybody to that, so I can keep inviting people. Now, what I encourage my guests to do, as well as my audience, is to not only share the event, but to invite people to the event. That's a really big distinction. That's great, is that you really want to make sure they invite more. Okay, so again, this is all pre-show. You know, let's say I'm doing the show on Saturday, which I am, and I'm usually there on Friday, but this week it's Saturday, and I want to get this all set up, and then I want to make sure I'm paying attention to the notifications that come in, and I'm responding to people. A lot of times people are like, what time zone is it in? Now here's the nifty thing about Google, is that it will always populate to your time zone. Let's say I invited you to this event, and you're going to say you're going to accept it. It is going to automatically tell you, Eva, over in Serbia, where you be and what time it's on. Sound good?
Yes, I noticed that, and it's a great thing because I deal with people from different time zones, and I just can't calculate all the time, you know. So when I seen that G Plus is already doing it for me, I was like, woohoo! I'm, you know.
Yeah, of course. I know. I don't have to do the math, right? Especially for those of us who are way across the pond from one another. You know, it's really hard to do, and you miss it and all that good stuff. So, so for the people that, let's say it's a day or two before the event, here's another cool thing. Now, this doesn't always work for me, just so you know. It's kind of frustrating. But if you wanted to message your guests and remind them, you can click on to remind the people who haven't responded. Now, I don't usually remind the people who have said yes, and the reason why is because once you say yay, I'm going, Google will send you an automatic reminder the day of, and the day before and the day of, depending on if you have your notifications on, okay? So some people may not get it, but if you have notifications on, you will get an email reminder the day before and right before the show. So what I usually do is I email my maybes and my haven't responded, because if they're saying no, they don't give a crap. They don't want to hear about it again. They're not going to get any notifications. That's all good. And then I'll say, can't wait. See you tomorrow. To see you at the show, right? Yes. And then that would go to these folks, and that would be like, oh, they'd be like, oh gosh, I forgot. I really wanted to go see Eva today. And then they're going to say yes. So that's a nice function too, where you can message them. Now, the only other time that anyone who, even if they haven't responded, will get a notification is if you change the time of the event, I believe, or the location. So especially if you change the time. It doesn't matter if you change the name. It doesn't matter if you change the details in here. The only thing where everybody will get a notification is if you change the date or the time. So that's why you definitely want to make sure you got all this business going the right time, or you're going to have to send out a oops, I messed up email, or it actually sends it out automatically for you. They get an automatic notification of this date and time has changed, which is really important because they've committed to one time, and if you change it, they need to know it.
Okay.
So that's that's the one thing. But you can change, like for me, for my event this weekend, Eileen Smith is coming on. I've only had it that I have my 2 other guests, so I need to pop that in there. And so what I'm going to do as soon as I get done is I'm going to go in and I'm going to change my details. Hey guys, Eileen's joining, boom, save. And then I'm also going to go in and say right here, hey everyone, we have a new guest. And then that would also, for the people who said yes, they will get a notification saying, hey, you know, you got that. I will tell you, because some of my events tend to have a lot of comments, which is so fun because all my audience kicks butt. They're so fun. They love to participate. You will get a ton of notifications on some of these events that says somebody commented on it. So I just want to warn them. And as far as I know, you cannot turn off you can just turn off either all your notifications, or you can't turn off notifications for just this event like you can on Facebook. Okay? So boom, you're all done. You got all this shiny all set up.
But still everything is working well, in fact, and people will get notifications and they will stay informed and they will, you know, keep on track. So far it's good, you know.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Awesome,
and I've
honey.
seen your few times your show on Friday, and I must say people are hilarious. You know, they love you so much, and they're commenting, and you know, they're even stand up for you if someone is saying something they don't like. It's fun. It's great.
thank you, honey. I really encourage that for everybody. I think, yeah, just have a good time. I try to get people to lighten up too, though, because sometimes it gets too serious out here. So I think it's great, and I encourage everyone with their shows to, you know, take charge of it, but make sure, you know, I mean, and that's a good point. You just brought up, Eva, that I'll parlay into event comments. For those of you who are having events, don't be afraid to delete or boot somebody out of here. I've had a couple people that come in and just say crappy stuff, and I have zero tolerance. I had some slurs posted a couple weeks ago. I had some people come in and kind of take over the chat here and talking to each other, but not about the show, just like, hey, what are you doing today kind of thing. So I want to encourage people who are guests to make sure they're staying, you know, it's not a forum, it's actually a place to kind of, you know, share about your thoughts about the event or the guest. But, you know, if you need to take it offline, please do so. But for people who are hosting events, you know, don't be afraid to possibly, you know, to you know, make it your experience. If there are comments in there that you don't care for, you can just politely delete them, and then you can remove the person from the event. If you need to take it to the next level, you can always you can actually always just actually block them from your circles.
Yeah, sure. They were basically spamming, you know. And
they were, yeah. I was calling out. I got skater punked. I had a bunch of like, I felt like I had a bunch of skater punks kind of like, you know, just taking over the text, and it was alienating a lot of the people who I genuinely wanted to be on there too. So I just encourage everyone to don't be afraid to possibly piss somebody off. It's okay. So
there are a lot of options. So why not?
Yes.
That's free, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Go punk somebody else. So so here's what you do the day of the event. Okay, so it's time. You're going to start your show like we did today. So you're going to go to Hangouts on Air.
Okay.
Okay, so there's two separate things, and this is a great distinction for the people who are coming to the show as opposed to the people running the show. So your guests will need to be invited to a Hangout on Air. Not your audience, just your guests, because your guests are going to have, your audience is going to have everything they need right over on the event. Okay? So I'm going to actually open my event up over here as well, because I like to have 50 million windows open at once, just to keep things rolling, because I'm going to want to do some cutting and pasting as well. So I'm going to want to go to...
My questions at the end of everything, you know, how do you manage everything, you know?
Oh, girlfriend, I feel like Shiva with 8 arms.
Answering, you know, putting those, you know, the words on your screen, you know, experts from, you know, from, and comments of people.
Yes.
You know, like a million things at the same time. And how do you do it?
I'll tell you, it's definitely a balance for sure, which I love. Hey, you know what's kind of cool? I just realized you are in film strip, so this is a new format that's great for the new Google Hangouts. I'm going to point this out. Now, if you have, but the only problem is if you have about 10 different guests, even if you look at this, they would be all the way across here, and guess what it starts getting into?
Right.
Your lower third. So they're going to have to start working on that to bring that up here. And the powers that be, some of my heavy hitter friends are making a stink, which is kind of nice. So, but see how that's how it shows up. You know, it changes. I'll tell you, it changes every week. So, and we'll get into that more of how you kind of handle everything without losing your mind. So you're going to do start a Hangout. Okay. Now here's the problem. It's not. Look at. It's not going to let me. It's not going to let me actually get another Hangout started. So with that, what I'm going to do is pull up my little screensaver. I did some fun little Hangout shots for you. Hey, check me out. So this is what it looks like. Actually, what you're going to find first is about for anybody who's going to join a Hangout. This is what you'll see. When I invited you, this is what you saw, and then what you have to do, because it's going to go on YouTube, and this is how you know any kind of Hangout you're getting into, this is how you know it's going to be potentially a live Hangout, is that you're going to see this screen, and then you're going to have to hit, yes, I've read the rules and I understand, okay?
Yeah.
That's for everybody that's in it. Now here's what I see for my screen. So I get into it, and I see the off air. And then I see this up here, which is also great, which you should also see. Do you have that as well, Eva?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
I also see OnAir and all these icons.
Okay. Okay. Now, you actually probably have this as well, correct?
No.
Okay, so that's what it is exactly.
No.
So
The
now
lower part and the square with the U on the right side is something that I don't see.
Correct. So this is what you see when you are the person that's running the Hangout on Air. So for this up here, everybody, this is like if I say, oh, Eva, try Johan and see if he wants to come on. You would click on that, and it would say invite more people. You start typing, and that comes up. Now, if you'd like to mute yourself, you have two ways of doing that. You can either mute yourself here, or you can literally click on yourself here. Or I click here, and there actually, if you click there, you'll blue box yourself. Or you can. There should be a mute button here as well. That's how you can actually mute other people. Let's say if you're running a show and people are being loud, you can mute them as well. I'll show you that in a second. If you want to take yourself off camera but still listen, you can use this. This is where you can adjust your broadband. Sorry, I don't have an arrow. Where you adjust your broadband. If you're having trouble with your picture, you can click down and then click back up again. I'll show you in a second. And then this is settings and then getting out of the call. But this, more importantly, is what to show you guys of what it looks like when you're setting up a show. Okay? It used to be when you hit start broadcast, it was up here, and you had a 10-second countdown. Not no mo. It just goes right to broadcast. A couple people have been shocked by that with their shows. They're like, wait, it just started. So here's my other fun one. I thought I'd make a fun face for you. And this is where... Exactly. This is where... So here's the biggest, most important step for you. You'd want to click on, again, up here, click on links, and that will open up to this page. This is your YouTube URL. This is what you're going to want to copy and paste and put over into your event so that people can see it from the event. This is very, very crucial. It's a step a lot of people miss. And this is why I get my show started quickly. And I'll backtrack on that for a second here in a minute. But you want to take this event page and you want to put that into your event. This embed is if you'd like to loop that and show it on your website as well. So that's what that's for. So let me back up as far as getting ready for your show. You definitely want to make sure that you start as quickly, as soon as possible. And I'll tell you why, because you need to do all these bells and whistles and be ready for your guests that come on. I start my show about an hour and a half before, and then I literally run it up, and then I get all the links. And then as soon as my guests get on in the green room about half an hour before, I'm ready for them, and I'm good to go, okay?
Yeah, it's business logic, and it's logic for a good communication, so I'm in for it. I understand it completely.
An hour and a half may be a little too soon for people. I just like it to be ready, so I just make sure all my windows are shut down and I've got everything good to go. So again, this is where, let's say you went and you got your little URL that I was showing you. You copied and pasted that.
Okay.
And you've gone over to, then you take that, you go over to your events, and you're going to edit your event. And it automatically shows more options, but sometimes it might still be on that basic, so make sure to drop down with your show more options.
Okay.
And then this is where you're going to put it. Right here, you're going to copy and paste over your promo video, if you had one, and you're going to put it right there. And then it's going to look like, I don't have the screenshot of it, but it's going to look like a gray screen.
Yes.
Until you saw it. It's going to look like a gray screen until it gets started. Now, with the new format, apparently it'll automatically do this for you. You won't have to worry about copying and pasting, and it's going to have a countdown clock or your promo video. So, yay, Google. As soon as I get it, that's what I'm going to be looking for is for that, too. Now, another important thing that you want to do, because a lot of people that are mobile, they are not able to see it on the event. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. They just can't. They can't see it through here. So you want to say here for my mobile. Oh, Krithika, hi, darling. She commented on our users. Click here, and then you would put in your YouTube URL right here.
Okay. Yes, I understand.
Okay. Now here is another cray-cray but must be done thing, and that is the comment tracker. You see me do that on a lot of my shows.
Yes.
Where it's actually the comment tracker that we can pull it up. So now I'm going to go over, and this is going to look a little bit infinity for everybody. I apologize, but we got to do it live. So this infinity, Eva, infinity.
Where?
So
Where?
yeah, do you see now? Like, do you see the screen?
Yes, I see the.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So what I'm going to show you now, we're in running the Hangout as you're getting ready for it. So what you want to do is a couple things. We're going to talk about comment tracker and your lower third. Let's go through the apps. The first thing you and your guests want to do is set up your lower third. Now let me shut off the lower third, and we're going to, well, you can see all the different windows that you have. You've got the chat. This is great to have. Hi, Eva. Turn your mic down. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, like, your dog is barking. Right? So that's nice to have too, and it'll pop up. It should pop up a little number for you.
Okay.
You got the screen share. That's what I use. When I click on it again, you got me back.
Okay.
And then,
okay.
yeah, I'm going back to screen share, and I'm going to choose full screen because I've got two screens. I'm going to choose full screen, and that's mine. Okay, start screen share. Back on that. Q&A. This is a new app. I do not use it. A lot of people use it, I think, when it's just, well, actually, take that. A lot of people love to use that in lieu of the comments on the events. I don't like it because it jumps around, and the people that are on the Q&A are not able to see, they're just not able to follow it as well as the events. I just don't use it for myself. Captures when you want to take a screenshot. Cameraman I haven't used as much, but that is for, you know, broadcast settings, you know, and this is where you can kind of run it, what people are doing, you know, like so for me, new guests in my large are muted when they join. I'm actually going to turn that off. I like it when people come on and don't have to be muted, but you can choose not to because sometimes they're fumbling around and, you know, getting all crazy with their microphone and stuff. So as guests join, hide their audio and video from a broadcast note. So this is where you can kind of be the guy behind the camera. Here is Hangout Toolbox. So the first thing that you would do is go to your lower third, and we're going to set it up right now. So I'm going to turn it off, and it should auto-populate your name. And then you can put in here your title, and then you can choose your logo. So for me, I choose my little transparent one. I always use that. Okay. And then if you wanted to choose the line that's above your name, you can change the color for this too. So if you've got a color theme that you love, it's kind of fun. And then once you have it all set up, you can turn it on. Okay, and then that's where, hold on a second. That is where, see how I changed the color on mine? So that's kind of fun. If I wanted to make any changes, let me turn it back to screen share. If I wanted to make any changes, you need to make sure that you turn off your lower third, and then you can make changes and turn it back on. And then the other thing is when you do this, it automatically makes it a mirror image. If you want to be able to read what's on your screen, like for comment tracker, you're going to want to click that button, and it's going to change. It's going to actually change the orientation. I can't show you on here, but you'll know what I'm talking about. Like even when you came on, your name looked backwards, even though it's not going to look backwards on the screen. So
no,
right, custom overlay is kind of fun. I'm going to turn off screen share for a second so you can see some of the fun stuff that I have. This is a custom overlay that Jason Weiser made for me. But it's too long. See how it goes out far. Now with the way the new format is, it's not going to show. This is how I feel when I get really overwhelmed. Oh, that's my back crap crazy. My Martian squeezy. This is how I feel when I'm overwhelmed, as I was telling you. my Martian head. So see how fun those are? Let me do screen share again because I want to show you how that looks. So as I'm doing my show, look how cool this is. I can jump back and forth between all my little presets. It's very, very cool. I love that, but that's a little ahead of the game. So the other thing that you'll want to do, you can control volume, but you can actually also do that right here if I wanted to mute you. I just click right here.
Okay.
If you were misbehaving, I would boo you. If I wanted to see your profile, we can click on that, and then also hide from broadcast if you wanted to be there, but you know, if you had something going on. And then this is also important too, this blue box thing. You see how this is blue right here?
Yes.
Now, if I decided to blue box it, it's going to make you the main one, not my screen. So let's say I have a guest that's going to talk for a little bit, and they've got something that I really want to hear. Hold on, let me open up I got to open this up over here and make sure everything's running okay. And I want to keep hearing what you have to say. That keeps the screen on you, even when somebody coughs or you know their dog barks at one of the other guests. So I really like that. You just have to pay attention to it though, because if you forget, I'm still talking and I'm still looking at Eva. So. And that's kind of a nice thing too. Now the other thing,
nice feature.
Right. Now watch the difference here. See how there's a green line when I'm talking? Now you say something.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm overwhelmed at this moment.
I know, you got Martian squeezy head. I totally understand. But that's why we did videos. It will be good. So so see how there's a green line here? Now if you start hearing a lot of feedback, let's say we've got 6 people on the show, and you see this guy over here has a bunch of green, that's him. He needs to either mute himself or put on a little headset. I really strongly suggest you have your guests wear a headset. There's actually a little bit of feedback with you, but it's not bad. So, but see how I've got like a little, well, you can't see it now, but I've got like a little earbud on. Then that's to keep the sound from bouncing back and forth. So that's another suggestion too. I didn't get into guest etiquette as much, but I just make sure everybody's got a headset on. So, comment tracker, big bada boom. Here we go. Now, I don't think that comment tracker works on this Hangout toolbox, but and I don't know why it didn't work for me the last time. So even though it has comment tracker here, it wasn't picking up. Let me give it a try.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I'm getting a phone call that I don't want. So what I'm going to do to make comment tracker work, here's the really weird thing about comment tracker. You have to go and find a share of your event. You can't just take this URL and put that in comment tracker. Believe it or not, dumb, right? I don't know why, but it won't let you put that in there. What you have to go do is find somewhere where your event was shared. So let's say, and I don't know if I've shared my event yet. Oh, blue boxes is fun. Also when somebody's picking their nose. Nice, Andrew.
Oh.
He's so awful. So what I'm going to do, let me show you how this is done actually. Let's go to my event for Saturday. I'm taking the long way. I know this is a long video, so some people may not want to stick around, but it really is all the ins and outs of it. So let's go to my event.
When I say this is very insightful Hangout, and people should stay.
Okay, honey. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's a lot, but if you want to learn how to do it, it ain't.
You can spend time to give us this. Yeah, we should respect that. You know?
Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. So here's my event I have for this Saturday. Here's what would happen. Let's say I'm ready to, a couple days beforehand, like today, I haven't shared it yet. I'm going to hit share my event, and I'm going to say, join us this Saturday for the social. And I'm big on using the hashtags for my event for a chat. Dustin Stout at Michael. I have a good lineup this week. Oh, I'm so excited. Hold on, and at Eileen Smith.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I'll track it.
So here's the most important thing. See how it tagged everybody? What you want to make sure it says is public. It's a public share. A lot of times it will auto-populate and just make it won't put public in there. So you want to make sure it's a public share.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I hit share. Okay. Now let's go back to my profile. And it's going to pop up here. Shared publicly. Right. Where is it? Where it be? Well, maybe it's in the home stream. Hold on a second. What you want to make sure is that, and you can grab any public share of your event. In fact, sometimes it's more fun if you go and see how many people shared it. You can go to your event and see shares because all their comments will pop in there too. It's really fun. So I'm going to hit link to post. Okay. And again, let me do this again. Let me make sure. See how it's shared publicly?
Okay.
And actually what you need to do is you need to go here. Need to go to this. I believe that's still. Oh, hold on. No, actually, you know what it is now? You can do, hold on. Actually, what you want to do, I'm sorry, I'm being confusing. What you want to do is right-click on the time, copy link address, and this might have changed, actually. I realized it worked the other day. And then you want to go to your events. Oh, hold on. Actually, we're going to go back to here. And you're going to put that right in here into Comment Tracker. I know, you guys, I know this is crazy, and it makes my head bulge out every flipping time. However,
this is
that's
great.
what you would do. Yes. So let's see if it's working right now. And see now, so it showed my sources. And then what I would want to do is go and hit this button to kind of just make sure it like shakes it up and see if it picks up the comments.
Okay.
Okay, so now for some reason, if Comment Tracker is not working here, you can go over to another comment tracker. Ronnie and Vince may have something to say. See how you've got all these apps? Come down here and open up another comment tracker. I know this is dumb as rocks, but sometimes that comment tracker won't work, and if it doesn't, you can always open up another comment tracker. Now look how it picked up the YouTube URL for today's show. It automatically found that. So I'm going to pop in that link, and I'm going to click here, add.
Okay.
I know, it's cray-cray. And then now, here's the one that I shared. Now watch this. And it's going to populate, and it should show. Look at, here's all the comments that have come up on my show.
Wow.
And the shares. How cool is that? Now you can see this as well as your guests. Now what's great, now actually I take that back. I can see this, but your guests will need to actually set up their comment tracker as well. So each person, like Eva, if you wanted to share comments, you would need to do the same thing that I just did. Okay?
I understand. Yes.
So there's been a lot of shares. Wow.
Wow.
Barbara. Yeah, Barbara, thank you. Now I'm going to go, so these are all the sources, okay? These are all the people that shared. Wow. Hey guys, thank you. Jay, Dustin, Barbara, Beth Ann, yeah. That's some good people right there. And then see how it sources? I'm going to go over to stream. Yay. Michael Q. Todd, love that guy. So here's what's cool, and it's not going to show up as well here, but when in the middle of your show, while you're talking, if you want to shout somebody out, do you see this here, Eva? You just click on, you can click on this little button, and it's going to pop up with, I don't know why it didn't show it. It should show, hold on a second. Okay, it's not showing. But what it should pop up with is your comment. The comment for the event, and it should show right in here. Now, I have a feeling it's not showing because we're in this infinity window, so unless I'm missing something, but if you want comments to show up in lieu of your picture, that's what you would do, is you would actually, hold on, let me do this. I'm going to take off screen share. There it is. Now you can see it. So because I popped up on that, that's what happened. See that? I click that little eyeball, and then to undo it, you unclick it again. Let's see. Troy McLaughlin, here's another comment. He's making for the event this week. I click on that, and it says, "Would love to, Mia Vasa, be my pleasure once again." So how fun is that you can shout people out during your show?
It's amazing, and it's really good, you know, because it's another form of communication, and it's engaging people in a different way. So really, like that option is really amazing.
I just think it's so fun. I know for for the people that are on it, there's such a great addition to it. So that is really fun because and then I also take screenshots, and I actually how cute, Alicia Vila. I take screenshots and I use them in my blog as well. So there's a lot of great functions to that too. So you just have to make sure you know where that comment is and stay on the eyeball. It's kind of cool. That's the only problem. Okay, so now back to screen share. So I'm trying to think what else. So that's pretty much how you're running the whole thing as you're going through it. You're going to, keep an eye again on the comments here. This is how, again, it looks for me over here. Do you see all these comments? This is why I like this better than Q&A for myself. Now the other thing that I do as well, Eva, let me do a screen share again over to My other screen, this will make your eyes bulge out, is I have a set screen open, and it's off to the side, and it's whoops, that's not it. And what it is it's actually what I do is I keep the event open so that I can see the comments that are going through as the event goes, because I also keep the event open and I have that YouTube going as well. Does that make sense? Like I like to have something. You'll see me look over to the side a lot. Everybody's like, why are you side eyeballing? But it's because I like to see the comments.
For example,
yeah.
On the Twitter, when I do tweet chat, with other people, and I usually keep one window open for, just to roll in comments and tweets and everything, and the other one is for me to post a tweet or something, So
right.
That's pretty much the same, and it's more productive. So I think it's a good idea.
I like it a lot. Now see, so this is what I was saying that I have over to the side, is I actually have the event over and I start the YouTube so that I can see if anything is a little goofy or behind. I can kind of check myself as I'm going and see what's going on. And then what's fun too is I can also, like, people are talking and maybe you've got something to say. I'm going to go over and like, oh, George Davis, boom, he's got something to say. I can like people as well, so I'm interacting with them. Now, I don't comment a lot during the show because if I start typing, it's going to make the camera, you'll hear me typing. Do you know what I mean? So yes. But a lot of my guests do, and a lot of people do, and that is what is so fun and interactive about that. I just absolutely love having that format too. So how are you doing so far? Are there any questions that are jumping out at you that just didn't make sense at all, and besides just how overwhelming this whole thing is?
Look, there are a lot of informations that I have to digest in order just to get to know them better, but yeah. Everything is very clear. You did excellent job. I don't have questions. Maybe I will have them in a week when I go through this, and then I say,
that's right.
Maybe I'm not fine. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't know what to do. But at this moment, you covered all the basics, darling, and I really appreciate it. And it's like having a private tutor.
You got tutored. Bob Voss says hi, by the way. This is the famous tripod Bob. He's three-legged. He loves to just.
Really?
Yes, he is. He has cancer, actually. It has come back. We haven't been saying too much. He had his leg removed a couple months ago, and now he has it. But he's chipper. He's a piece of work. Let me tell you.
He is gorgeous.
He is a handsome guy. Listen,
gentleman.
Oh, Bob, look at this hot chick. He loves the ladies. Let me tell you something. And he's always interrupting my my Hangout. So with that, let me give a couple other things too. Eva, if your dog starts barking, if your cat jumps on the computer, if Bob Voss decides to come over and hang out, it's totally okay. I think that you have to just let things crash and fall, and it helps you do. It helps you a lot to just relax, because that'll help your dialogue too if you're not worried. I mean, we had a show a couple weeks ago with Craig Fifield. Bless you, brother. I love you so much. And we hadn't even gotten into it, and something crashed off his desk, and it was the funniest moment. I still feel like it's one of the best moments.
Look, I have 2 big dogs and 2 cats, and it's always hilarious with my place. And
yep.
I'm just trying. I'm new into all this Hangouts and video chats, and I'm still rookie.
Yes.
I'm not very comfortable with everything, and I didn't get used to things, where to watch, how to see my eyes well, and how to not to make too many gestures with the hands and so on. So I'm trying, in everything to keep a bit, tamed situation, So that's why my dogs and my cats are out at the moment. But I'm guessing, in a month or 2, I will probably wear tiara as you,
Yes. Oh my God. Speaking of which, I can't believe we even went this long without. I'm switching screen share. Hold up here. Hold the phone. Google Effects. I love you. This actually, I have it set up. Usually see this launch at startup. That actually is just auto-populate, so you'll see me in a second. I love these. I love this is my other favorite, adjust background. This one here, this blur background, is very cool. That blurs out a lot behind you and makes you look crisp and clear.
Yeah, I think Christine DeGraff had that background that was great.
Does. Yes, and it looks so good.
The effect was beautiful, you know.
It is. I love it. Love, love, love it. Now here's another one. I don't know if it's working for you. Tell me if you can hear this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it wasn't working the other day. It was killing me. My two favorites is this one and this one. You can do, look at, you know, I love this one. And then if somebody's going on too long, not that I've ever done it, but if there's a break in it, you just go.
I think that Google Plus has all these great things, and
yes,
they're completely new. I mean, no other social network has something like that. Oh, your glasses are...
Listen, this is my favorite look in the whole wide world. I cannot even tell you. More than this, even more than this.
No.
I love having my...
You know what I loved is it was the Friday before Halloween, and you had a guest from UK, and he made everything. He was designer. I'm sorry, I'm bad.
Sam Storm in Normandy, I call him, but Sam Stormborn.
Yes,
Normandy, he's a treat.
He had everything designed, you know, like black castles and everything, and I enjoyed it. You know, it was fun. You know?
He did, and that's a good example of a lower third as well. Like he literally does graphic arts, and he designed that himself. He was crazy about Halloween, so it's very funny. I love him to death. So yay! I know that's appreciating it. So I'm going to jump real quick also onto kind of what you do. So as soon as you're done, you're going to hit stop. Let me turn it on to start screen share again. You're going to hit stop broadcast, and that should stop it within a couple of seconds. I always kind of stay there and try to not start swearing or doing whatever just to give myself a little bit of time, but you'll hit stop broadcast, and then usually what we do is we all stay in the green room and talk about how cool we thought we were. Just kidding. I mean, I usually just sit around and tell my guests how cool I think they are, because there's such a fun feeling after you get one done. You're just going to love it. Now, then what I also do is I make sure to leave time after the event so that I can go back and comment. I ask all my guests to comment, to put all the links that they mentioned, all of their links, their call to action, everything, put that right in the event. So that's the post work as well. But we do usually stay in the green room and just chit chat and decompress a little bit until the show is done. And then I go and I comment, and then I also make sure that within I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe less, probably less, it does show up on my YouTube channel. So if you'd like to put effects on that, you need to make sure as quickly as possible you download your YouTube, throw your effects on, and then upload it again before you get too many views. Or just make sure you go into your YouTube, make sure you've got a great title, you put in keywords, you've got a 500 word limit, I think, for the description. Just pimp that bad boy out, use everything that you talked about. I'll do the same thing. And thanks, Adriana, reminding me of that, of like making sure it goes to a channel. She piped in on the show the other day and had some great advice for that. So yeah, there's a lot of post work as well, but you get in the habit of it. But just know that stuff's gonna break each time. Like my effects didn't work last time. My comments are transparent, and I had to keep moving and hold up a piece of paper.
I remember that.
Right. I had to do this and then, like, move. It just was so funny. So, anyway.
But it was fun, and it was very active and very uplifting, and people are having good time.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. They always do. I need to have you on the show as well. We need to get you on the show talking about what a rock star you are, just in general, anyway. But Pinterest. So, please. Oh. It's time to go.
This will wait, so don't worry. Not a problem.
Well, that's awesome. But yeah, please do send me your information, because I want to put that on the YouTube link as well. So, darling, that's it. We are good to go for today. So thank you for being my willing victim today.
I'm sorry.
I said thank you for being my willing victim today and coming on the show and being my audience.
Well, you know what?
Audience.
If this is being your victim, well, please victimize me more at least once, because I enjoyed it, and I'm really grateful for your time and your knowledge and experience and everything you shared here with me, and of course with audience that will look at your YouTube video. And I think this was really great, clear, you know, and there is nothing more to ask at this point, really. So basics are covered even more.
Oh, thank you. Everybody just try and practice. It'll take you a couple times and you'll get lost, and but it's practice, and something will break, and so you just have to relax and enjoy the ride. So Eva, thank you again, darling. Much love.
Same. Bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you. All right, awesome. And then the one thing that I like is you want to go to event options. Now this one you're going to have to remember for right before your event as well. You go event options, advanced, and then leave this alone. You want to just let it be how it is. You don't need to say Hangouts or make this an event on air, because you're going to actually put those two together when you set up the Hangout, and you hit show more options. And now, did you see how it like, watch right here, Eva. So here's show more options, and when I unclick it, it's just the description, okay? So here's where you can get super fancy. You can put your website URL. I mean, for you, honey, if you did something on Pinterest, you could put your Pinterest link right here. If it was an event that was selling, you could do the seller, the PayPal here. And then here's another one that you can do. You can put in your YouTube URL. And that's fun too, because if you wanted to do a promo video, that's where you would pop it, and it's going to show up. So for me, I've got a promo video that I use, and I just pop that in there. And here you go. I'm going to put that right in there. And so we're good to go on all the information. Just check all this. Now, here's the part you want to make sure you're real clear on. If this is something you want for the public, you want to click on Public. And then you also want to Mia Boss with the Mia Connect, and we're doing a special broadcast today. This is for my H rock stars, because I wanted to do a little Google Hangouts and event tutorial for them. So that's what we're doing today. And I've got a special guest with me. You probably can't see her because it's just the two of us on here, but I have Eva joining us from Belgrade. Welcome to our little show today, darling.
Thank you, and thank you for being here. This is a great privilege, and I'm looking forward to dive into G+ Hangouts tutorial. Bye, Mia.
I'm gonna learn you, girlfriend. It's gonna be good. Hold on, and I think our Hangout is started too. So, yay! It's live on YouTube, and then of course it's going to be live here. So I'm going to dive in. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, and this is the old school version, by the way. We're going to talk about how to set up an event, and then how to also set up a Hangout and kind of marry those two together, because they're two separate things. But for those of you who are really wanting to jump out there and get out of your comfort zone and start doing shows and get your message out there, because you've all got something to say, this is for you. So it's going to be a little of a hot mess if you watch my show, the Social Media Power Chat. Yeah, it ain't my show if there ain't something broken or going wrong. So you're going to get to see it all kind of live here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a screen share, something like this, open it up. And then what happens, actually I will like, so see how my banner is a little too big, so you'd want to get the sizes, and I don't have the sizes off the top of my head, but you'll see, you can just make it, you can kind of monkey with a little bit. So let's say for right now, we're just going to do this. So then see how that populates up there, which is awesome. Then you'd want to say what the title of your event is, Blog Talk Chat. You'd want to change the time. Okay, see, look at all my stuff going out. All this fun stuff, and then you can change the time. You can end and add time.
Oh, great.
You can. I leave the location open. I mean, I can say that I'm in Denver, but I want to be worldwide, so I kind of leave it at that. And here's where you have fun. You can put in all the details. Join us for a live chat, and you can also use like the asterisk to make it so that's bold text. You can put in links, which I love. Like I do links, and then I'll do like this to do that, and then I usually use the bit.ly shortener. So you want to make sure you have short links. And then leave this blank for right now because you want to change things up a little bit. You with me so far on this one, Eva?
Yes, of course. I'm just listening.
Awesome. Thank you, darling. Making sure. And we're going to start with setting up the event. Now, again, last week on October 29th, Google rolled out about 18 new updates. Not changes, but updates. I love to say that. Improvements. However, it's not showing up for some people, and for me, I don't have the new Hangouts plan schedule format yet, so I'm going to go show you guys the old way in case you ever need to go back to it. And then after that, I'll probably do another show where I can show you the newer way, which is going to be a lot easier if it would just show up and roll over here at the Voss household. So with that being said, I'm going to do the screen share, and it's going to look like a little bit of infinity for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with setting up a Hangout. Okay? So let's go here. Now I've got a window open. I'm going to pull this over here because I've got 50 million screens. I'm sure all of you do. So it's the day that you've decided, I'm going to do a show. I'm going to get ballsy and do my own show. So you're going to go to Google+, and you're going to go to Events. Now hopefully my screen is a little slow. You're going to come down here to Events. Okay? Click on Events. Yes, I'll learn you. And then it's going to upload. Loading slowly. I feel like I have a mouse running this thing today. Okay, so you're not going to use Plan a Hangout because that's if you're going to do one just right now. You're going to do Create an Event. So here you are on your screen. We're going to start step by step. First thing you would want to do is change your theme. I love how it defaults to these fall leaves. How cute is that? It's moving. Isn't that cute, Eva?
That's great, and I have to say that is very visible, and I love it because it has a great impact. Immediately I saw your event.
Mm-hmm. It jumped out at you?
The best theme, you know, it just pops out because of those falling leaves. So
I thought so too.
That moving objects of any kind are quite good and very useful, you know.
Isn't that fun, honey? Look at this. Food and dining. How fun are these? I love, again, you're right. It does pop out at you. Look at the candles, hon. This little sparkler. How fun is that?
They have a pretty good stock.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
So it's great. I love it. So for me, usually what I do, though, is I have a banner that I upload. So this is where you would go, you would select it, or you could drag it over. I'm going to leave it as is today. And there also are some sizing for the banners. I use PicMonkey to size it. But in general, you could go and you could do